If fasting is something we are called to do, because that was in the Old Testament, if so, do you fast? She's asking us, and what are some of the results of fasting?
Well, it wasn't just the Old Testament, it's
Right.
the Old Testament and the New Testament.
Okay, right.
And honestly, for a believer, fasting to me is not an option. It's like, some people do it differently. There's different kinds of fasts. There's different ways the Lord will lead you. But one thing for sure, fast is denying your flesh food of some, whether you're doing sweets, meats, treats, and wheats, whatever that fast is, and you're just doing the Daniel fast, whatever that is, or I'm doing water only for 3 days, what you're trying to do is silence the voice of the flesh. The flesh is so consumed with feeding itself and getting its own desires, and it sharpens and it tunes you in more to the voice of the Spirit. And I mean, and honestly, one of my favorite Old Testament scriptures is in Isaiah. Is it not the fast that I have chosen to loose the bonds of wickedness? I mean, to undo the straps of the yoke so that the oppressed can go free. Jesus fasted, Daniel fasted, the disciples fasted before they even had the two new disciples, or the new disciple fill that spot. It's like, fasting is not an option, and you do it to just clearly hear from heaven. You want to see your kid change? Fast and pray and break those bonds of wickedness over them. We've done it many times in our life. I should be really thin, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, for all of the fasting and prayer.
Yeah, I don't know where I tried to search it out, because there is like a mindset out there that fasting is not necessary for today's Christian, and I don't know where they're getting it from, because it is all the way from the Old Testament to the New Testament. It's modeled before us, all of what you just said, the benefits of it, of quieting. It's a way to purge our soul, quiet and still our spirit, have our ear gate open. And I can say that there are levels of ministry, in my opinion, you may never get to if you don't learn the art of that. Now, I will say, for me, things have changed, because I was when we would fast, it was just water. Then, we began to learn about the Daniel fast. Now people, I fast from TV, I fast from, but the bottom line is denying your flesh. I think one of the things that people miss, though, Amy, is that they don't eat and they feel like that's a fast. Well, not eating and not taking that time to pray and spend time in the Word is simply you dieting. So that's the whole point of the fast. The time that, so if you are fasting from television, and maybe you normally look at a show from 8 to 9 at night, 8 to 9, instead of watching that show, you spend that time with the Word and with the Lord.
What do you think about fasting?
Yes, I do agree it's part of Christianity. In the Old and New Testament, Jesus did say, the Pharisees said, "Why don't your disciples fast?" And he said, the bridegroom's still with them.
That's right.
When the bridegroom goes, they're going to do plenty of it. Just be careful, know your body, know what you can do and can't do, and ask the Lord for those parameters. I do have to say this. One of the fruits of the Spirit, what's that, Galatians, is self-control.
That's right.
And fasting, whatever it is, the TV, whatever, produces, a fruit is produced, it's cultivated, produces self-control in other areas. If you have problems with your tongue, if you have problems with your mouth, what you're saying, your eyes, what they see, this fasting, whatever it is, produces self-control, so that whenever temptation comes your way, you learned, I have self-control here.
That's so good.
I could do it here. When that young girl comes walking by and you want, you've learned how to operate in self-control. So it is one of the fruits of the Spirit. God gives grace, He gives the ability, but you've got to cultivate self-control.
Right, but I do want to say, there are people that don't fast. I don't want you to feel that you're any less Christian than we are. I want you to pray about it, and I want you to remember when you were little Catholic girls and you gave up chocolate for Lent, or you did something special for your sisters during a time of prayer. But I just don't want you to feel guilty or shame. I want you to ask the Lord about that. So I'm a person, I don't fast. I give up. But it's my makeup that I get instant migraines. Now, I know from a physical standpoint, fasting is really good to clear all the toxins. I can't have a migraine for 3 days. I can't operate in the world that I live in. So I just want you to know, don't feel guilty, please, because God is with you anyway.